Namaste and very hearty welcome to all of you to this first online meeting from San Francisco, California. This is all about do planets influence our relationships? So, last time I talked to you from India, it was about Mangal Ketu Yuti in Leo. So, theme is more or less same. We'll continue on the same line, but we will dive deep into the aspect of relationships. And all of you who are the students of astrology, if somebody asks you a question about relationship, okay, how do you look at it from the astrological angle? That also we are going to go deeper, and if the time permits, I will share few very interesting case studies and how do we do the complex relationship counseling. Okay, I had been doing for last more than 25 years very complex cases of relationships we had been able to sort out because of so many different diagnostic tools that we have and so many remedial measures that we have. Okay, some of the relationship cases we have seen very miraculously sorted out the big troubles. So if the time permits, we'll look into all that. Otherwise, maybe some other time we'll do that. All right. So right now, first of all, the first question, the title itself says whether planets influence our relationships. Let's discuss that first. And as I'm talking, if you have any question, you can punch it into the chat box. After some time, we'll open it up for the discussion. I'll answer all your questions for sure, live. Okay. So, first of all, we need to understand that all of us and everything in nature is interconnected. None of us is an isolated island. We are all interconnected. And this is a scientific statement. Okay, it's not a philosophical statement. See, for example, if you have seen the high tides, low tides, it depends on the degree of the moon. If it is full moon, the high tide will be higher than the normal. If it is no moon, the low tide will be lower than the normal. Which means what? The moon is influencing the waters of the oceans. And there are lots of other effects also. Now, if you consider the 70% of the earth is water, covered by the water. So also in our body, 70% approximately is the water in the body. Now, if you can see the ocean can get affected by the position of the moon, so also your body. So well-known fact that in the healthy female body, the menstruation cycles get hooked to the degree of the moon. It's really that 28.5-day cycle. If it happen on the full moon, the next time also it will happen on the full moon. Which means what? The body somehow has got connections with the moon, for sure. Which means what? Our body is getting influenced by the planets. You can say, okay, the moon is that obvious. What about the sun? See how the seasons change. The degree of the sun is also changing. Sometimes you got very intense heat from the sun, sometimes very little. So the position of the sun is also changing, and that is creating the different seasons. Ritu Chakra is based on that. So sun is influencing you, moon is influencing you. You may say that luminaires, both luminaires, sun and moon are obvious. But what about this Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn? They are far off. And what about the Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, which are very far off? everything in the universe is influencing everything else. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, which are very, very far off, were very important for our past life astrology. They are called generational planets. Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are influencing the generations. So, certain times the technological development happens super fast. It's governed by Uranus. Sometimes the underworld activities, covert operations happen too much. That's governed by Pluto. It's known as underworld dawn. And anything related to water is all governed by the Neptune. So Uranus, Neptune, Pluto are the generational planets and they influence the technological development and other things related to generations in a big way. But what about the nearby planets, the Mercury and the Venus? Mercury influences the education of the people. Venus influences your love life. Mars is a very dynamic planet. It influences your energy levels. Okay. Jupiter influences your wisdom. Saturn influences your endurance power, capacity to do things, humility, all that. What about Rahu Ketu, which are not the physical planet? They are the shadow planets. Chaya Grah bolte हैं उसको. Rahu influences your desires and Ketu disconnects you. So this is the overall effect of all the planets that we are talking about in astrology. See, moon is a satellite, upagraha, but in astrology we consider it as a planet. So I'm talking from the astrological angle. So you understood that every planet is influencing us in a different way. Now you see, we are not the isolated islands, but we are connected to the people. So our relationship also will get influence according to these planets' movements, their positions, which zodiac sign they are, with which planets they are, which planet combinations are happening, where they are happening in the Kalpurus Kundli, where they are happening in your personal Kundli. All these things are going to influence your relationships. As a scientist, I have done some surveys to understand this aspect of relationships and the planets. You see, I go for the walk to Pokhran Lake when I'm in Thane. And in the evening time, you see a lot of young couples coming there for chatting and all. And sometimes when the Venus is debilitated or Venus is combust, those days I see the number of couples coming there reduces drastically. Which means what? Venus influences the love life. The number of lovers visiting the love spots suddenly reduces. And that is definitely controlled by the planets. As a marriage counselor, I have seen there are seasons when suddenly the divorce cases increase drastically. There are some combinations which are not good for relationships. Suddenly the divorce cases increase. So, like there are seasonal businesses. We are all having different kind of seasons based on the planets in our relationships also. And definitely our relationships with people is influenced in a very big way because of the planets. Sometimes we understand, sometimes we do not understand, but this is a scientifically proven phenomenon that our relationships do get influenced by the planetary positions. Okay, there are a lot of surveys done and it definitely proves that it does happen. Okay, not a very well-known mainstream fact, but people who are into astrology, they had been doing it for thousands of years. And there's a very well-developed science in astrology of how to understand the relationships, to find out where the issues are there. See why this is important. Let me tell you, the dimension of relationship influences the dimension of your health and wealth both in a big way. If you are not having good relationship, at the back of your mind, you are all the time thinking about a specific relationship that can influence your digestion, that can influence your body. One can fall sick because of that over a period of time. It also influences your wealth creation capacity. See, just before coming to US, last month I had one counseling with a very young, brilliant boy whom I knew. His father was my student once upon a time. And I knew that boy grew up in front of me. Extremely intelligent boy. Fell in love with a girl, and less than a years of marriage time, he had the breakup. And this boy, not wanting to do any job, not wanting to do any business, is contemplating on taking sannyas. Why? Because the marriage breakup. So relationship influence your health and wealth both. That's why it's so very important to understand this aspect of relationships. Understand so that we have good health, not only physical health, mental health, emotional health also is there, spiritual health is there. And your wealth creation ability depends in a big way on relationships. See, a gentleman who is moving from job to business, okay, and business demands a lot of time. And suddenly his wife starts feeling that I'm not been loved, I don't get much time, he's too busy with the business. She's the need of an hour. Normally, when you start the business, you need to put in a lot of time. So, if the people around do not understand, then your relationship may get influenced and it can create the trouble. When your mind is distracted because of the non functional relationships, your health and wealth both will get influenced in a big way. So, I hope everybody understand the seriousness of the topic because it is influencing everybody in a big way, and that's why we need to discuss this topic. All right, I have created a little bit of background. If you have any questions now, I'm ready to answer. I'm going to go little more deeper into the astrological aspect. So whatever I have told you, whether it has clicked to you or not, or if you have some different point of view, or if you think that I have bluffed quite a few things and convince you about how the relationship is important, you can put your question, I'll answer you as a scientist. Okay, Priya Ganpati says, how can we overcome negative influence of planets and relationship? So we'll come to that. It is little later. First, let's understand the influence, how to look at it astrologically. And Priya, what you're asking is a remedial measure. So they'll come last. We'll talk about it. But first, I want you to understand, or I want you to give me the feedback, whatever I have talked so far. How many minutes? Roughly 10 minutes. Do you all understand the interconnectedness of the planets, our health, wealth, and the relationships? Everything is interconnected. Okay. So I got lots of yes in the chat box. It makes sense. Now let's proceed further. What I'm going to do is explain you how this thing happens. Okay. I have a presentation. So I'll just share it with you. So this is the first thing. Do planet influence our relationship? This is what I posted. And the visual is the Mars Ketu conjunction in Leo. Okay. That's what is the current situation is. Okay. Now here is the very interesting thing. Okay. Those of you who are astrology students, you want to take the screenshot, please do so because this is a very, very interesting slide for all the students of astrology. Because in one visual, it tells you about all the relationship. And if something is missing, you can ask me. I'll tell you the rationale of it also, how to go about it. So in astrology, the first house is all about I, me, myself, which means your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your mother's father, that is Nana, father's mother, that is Dadi, children's long distance journey, and the fifth child is all seen from the first house. Your family harmony related questions are seen from the second house. Your younger siblings, younger brother, younger sister, seen from the third house. Mother, any question about mother is answered from the fourth house. Also, father in law and people staying with you at home, because this is the house of Grah Sokhya, family enjoyment, Grah Sokhya, happiness at home. So, all those who stay with you in the under the same roof is seen from the fourth house. Fifth house is all about children. Your first child, second brother, and lovers in higher education. See, if a young guy comes who is in the college or postgraduate level and ask about the love life, I look into the fifth house because that is where your uh, love life during the education, during the college or post graduation is seen from the fifth house. Your enemies, Rog, Rina, Ripu is the sixth house. Enemies, servants, Mama, Mausi, which means maternal uncle, maternal auntie, seen from the sixth house. About your spouse, your first marriage, your business partners, your second child, and your third brother is seen from the seventh house. Okay, this is interesting. What is EMA? I will not tell you. I'll tell you at the end. EMA is a very interesting thing which I look for. Shared resources with your spouse and sudden connections that happen in our life is seen from the eighth house. Anything that happens all of a sudden is seen from the eighth house. Ninth house is about Guru, fourth brother, third child, second marriage. So seventh house is the first marriage, ninth house is the second marriage. Okay. It also is all about elders in your life, your babi, jija, grandchildren, all these relationships are seen from the ninth house. 10th house is about father, mother-in-law, people working with you, your work colleague, because this is karmastan also. So your relationship with your boss, your colleagues is seen from the 10th house. 11th house is all about mitrastan, friends, elder siblings, third marriage, fourth child, about daughter-in-law, son-in-law. All those questions can be answered from the 11th house. And the 12th house is all about uncle, means kaka, father's brothers, father's sister, that is bua or fuiba. Again, that EMA has come, very interesting thing. And draining of the relationships. Okay. So all these things are seen this way. Take a screenshot if you like. All the relationships are here. What is EMA? Okay. EMA is extramarital affairs. Okay. So complicated karmic connections or complicated karmic entanglements are seen from the 8th house and the 12th house. And in astrology, we call it as a bedroom, the bedroom number one and the bedroom number two. So if somebody is having some complicated karmic connections from the previous life, it can be seen from the house number 8 and house number 12. Okay. So what we discuss right now is how do we find out where is the issue in the relationships. Normally, when a person comes for counseling to me, person says, I have an issue with such a such person, if it's a relationship counseling. Then we cross check through the horoscope and confirm where is the root cause. Sometimes the root cause may be somewhere else, and the person maybe is not knowing. So then the counseling process helps to understand the dynamics of relationship, how one relationship can influence another relationship. Okay. So normally when I do couple counseling, people come to me, husband and wife coming to me, they say, okay, I don't go well because we stay in a joint family and family dynamics doesn't work out. So we want to separate. Normally, the people talk this way and they don't tell the truth. So the moment I look at the horoscope, I can make out that the issue is not there, issue is somewhere else. The moment I ask question and in few minutes time, it will become clear that what is the root cause, why couple is thinking of separating. And once we find out the root cause, we do the remedy, immediately the problem gets sorted out. So genuinely miraculous remedies have happened over the last 25 years with thousands of people. And this methodology has really worked in a big way. So I understood there are different aspects of relationships. And so the first is like, say, if you have any trouble, so for example, you are getting the fever occasionally and it's not going away, then you go to a doctor, general practitioner, he gives you medicine, you take some medicine for a while, again 8 to 10 days, and still continues. So you go to your general practitioner once again, and he says, no, I'm doubting something else, you better go to hospital. Maybe there is something else which you are not able to see. So when you go to the hospital, they will tell you to do so many different tests. And there is a doctor who correlates medically and then says, okay, probably there is a cancer in your intestine. And then there is something called confirmatory test. So they will do CT, confirmatory test. They will go, you will go for 2, 3 more tests, and they will confirm, yes, there is a cancer of the intestine or the cancer of the colon. And that's how it works. So this is called diagnosis. I'm just giving you the analogy so you understand. In the relationships also, we have to do little probing, go deeper and understand where is the issue. Because sometimes the family dynamics can be so complicated, person may fail to understand where the real issue is. So we have to cross-check and do some confirmatory tests in the counseling. That is the process of counseling we do psychologically, and it doesn't take much time. This is not about going to the hospital and getting the tested. There's a questionnaire through which we understand where the real issue is. So it's called the probing technique and finding out the real trouble. Where is the real trouble? What is it that is influencing? And once you find the root cause, then you go for the uh, medicine. Medicine means remedial measures in astrology. So, okay, doctor confirmed that there is a cancer of the colon, and then, okay, say you start with the chemotherapy and the radiations and whatever the procedure is there. Similarly, in counseling also, we find the root cause. This is called the root cause therapy. So we, through using the probing techniques and help from the astrology or anything that you have, whatever diagnostic tools you have, and you are good at it, you can use those things, find out the root cause, confirm the root cause. It's very important. Okay, it's not one-sided, it's a two-sided process. Once you understand as a counselor that this is the root cause, you confirm with the counselor, is this so? Because this is what your horoscope says. And once it is confirmed, then you can go for the next stage, which is the stage of the medicine or the stage of the remedy. How do you actually uh, remove the negative effects of the planets and start enjoying good relationships? Okay, that's how the whole mechanism is. Is the mechanism clear to you? This is the second part of it. That through astrology, we can understand how the planets are influencing your relationships, and pinpointedly, it is precisely can be seen how the relationships are influenced. Okay, if this point is clear, then please write yes in the chat box so that I understand that I'm talking to the people and people are listening to me. Okay, so all of you understand what we are talking. Now, the next stage. So once you have understood the diagnostic aspect of the relationships, okay, then you confirm with the counseling. So it's not a one-way thing. Okay, you are inferring from the astrology, but that cannot be 100% true. So the process is such that you cross-check with the person that your horoscope says this. Is that true? The person says yes, it is true, or it is not true. Either way. So there's a lot of cross-checking at every level, and along with the consultation with counseling, you come to a point and confirm that this exactly is the root cause and nothing else. Okay. Once you come to that level of understanding and cross-check and confirm that yes, this is the root cause and nothing else, then you go for the next stage, which is how to improve the relationship or the remedial measures that you can give. Okay, I'm writing a book right now, which is titled as 5,000 Remedies. And that will be like a big gift to all my astrology students. 5,000 remedies. Any problem is there is a solution to everything. So I'm compiling all the solutions in one book. Okay. 25 years of experience I have in this field, and very miraculously, many complicated problems have got sorted out. People have unburdened themselves through a lot of emotional baggage. Lots of marriages been saved. Okay, I feel very happy when I save a marriage with my counseling skills and all. It's amazing. Okay, I think it's a blessings. A lot of blessings come my way when I improve the relationships or save the marriage, because if a couple has children, the maximum effect that happens is on the children when the couple separates. So I believe that it's a Guru Karya or Ishwar Karya, helping people to solve the relationship and maintain the harmony so that your health is maintained, your wealth is maintained, and you grow in your life better. See, I have seen this is very amazing thing. Okay, and then I will share one of the very wonderful experiment conducted over a very long time. It was a very proper scientific experiment available on the internet, moving on the WhatsApp for many years now. See, every time you have a very healthy relationship, you will see that you are growing up the corporate ladder faster or your business is improving faster. Now, every time you have a challenging relationship at home, you will see that your progress gets hampered because at the back of your mind, your relationship is bothering you. That's why your performance on the job will get affected. Your capacity to take risk in the business will definitely get hampered if you have a bad relationship at home with anybody. So your health and wealth both are directly getting influenced by the quality of your relationships. And that's why it's so very important that we all maintain good, healthy relationships and uh, do what is necessary. Okay. So this 5,000 remedies, now we can come to that. So I'll go back to Priya's question. Now we are ready for that. How can we overcome negative influence of planets in relationship? That was the question punched by Priya Ganpati. How do we overcome the negative influence of planets in relationship? So this question proves that you have understood that planets do influence the relationship in a negative manner. Okay. So I'll give you the example of it. Yeah, first let me share the scientific experiment that happened in one of the university in USA. Batch of students, were seen and they were checking up the longevity. So what are the factors that influence the longevity? The same people were visited every year, every few years. So the experiment continued for 70, 80 years. I think still goes on, it's on. And who are the people who live longer? So the researchers had found out quite a few factors which influence your food, your exercises, and activities and other things. But surprisingly, what they found was people who have maintained very healthy relationship, harmonious relationship, are the people who lived the longest. So your longevity is influenced by your harmony of relationship. This is scientifically proven fact. Okay, and this experiment still goes on. People who have got happy relationships are the people who live healthy and they live long. This is amazing insight. Okay, that's why this topic is worth discussing. Of course, we are talking from the astrological angle, but that is just one of the way to diagnose the things. Remedies have to be done. So there are top 10 different types of remedies that I use, and that will also be part of my book, 5,000 Remedies. How to influence people in the relationship, how to improve the relationships. Okay. So I can now answer the question. We have ample background to understand on which now the question can be discussed. The question is, how can we overcome negative influence of planets in relationships? So, Priya, what we do is first we see the horoscope, check the influence of the planets, which is your the natal chart, birth chart, and then we see the current transits of the planets, जिसको गोचर के ग्रह कहते हैं हिंदी में, गोचर को चेक करते transit planets. So right now let's discuss this typical question, which is that right now Mars and Ketu are in conjunction. It is Yuti in Sinha Rasi, that is Leo sign. So in your natal chart, where is Leo, number 5 written in your horoscope? That is where Mars and Ketu are in conjunction right now. So it started on the 7th June and it continues for about 51 days. So these 51 days, if you see in the Kalpurus Kundli means the ascendant, you have the Aries sign, number 1 written there. So in the Kalpurus Kundli, this is happening in Leo sign, which means the 5th house. So element of Mars is the Agni, fire element. Element of Ketu is also Agni, fire element. And element of Leo sign, the Lord is Surya. Sun is the Lord of the Leo sign. So again, that is also the fire element. So two extremely fiery planets in the fiery sign of Leo. Leo is the sign of great leaders, politicians, corporate heads, team leaders, army leaders mainly. Okay, so all these people will get influenced during this time. Mars is the dynamic planet of energy, too much of energy. It's an energetic planet, very dynamic. And Ketu is the headless planet. If you see the visual that I have put on the various groups, Ketu is the headless planet. Ketu is also known as Kaichi. It's a Caesar, it cuts off. So Mars being very dynamic gives impulsiveness to the people in relationships. And Ketu being headless means making decisions without thinking. Okay. Now you will connect to what is the present scenario. Impulsive decisions made without thinking. So starting from 7th June, 51 days, right now that period is going on. Nobody should make decisions in an impulsive manner without thinking, because you will repent after a few days. The planet of energy, dynamicity, impulsiveness, Mars, meeting the headless planet Ketu, which means in your horoscope, if it is happening in your first house, so suppose if you are a Leo ascendant person, then it's happening in your first house, in your Deha Bhav. So definitely it will tempt you to make impulsive decisions. Okay. And those will be leadership decisions. And those decisions you will have to repent, because those are not well thought out decisions. You just because of the extra energy, impulsiveness, you are trying to do that and it's not going to work out. You are going to repent at leisure. days from now. That's how it happened. But now we are talking about relationship. Suppose you have the number 11 written in your lagna, in your ascendant. That is your Aquarius lagna person will have the number 5 digit written in your seventh house, which means your marriage, house of marriage will have number 5, which is Leo sign. And if that is where right now the this Mars and Ketu conjunct. Now, this can be a very dangerous thing for your matrimonial harmony. Why? If you are not careful with the impulsive decisions, okay, there can be fire in the relationship, anger in the relationship. And Ketu says cut off, which means the chances of divorce increase in a big way during this time. So that is how the diagnostic is being done. Now coming to the remedy, how do we overcome the negative influence of the planets which are influencing such a big way? So astrology gives us good insights. There are many people who say, I don't believe in astrology. I tell them, you don't have to believe in astrology. See, somebody says, I don't believe in X-ray. It's okay, you don't have to believe in X-ray. As long as your X-ray tells you that your bone is broken and you need to go through the surgery, that's the job of X-ray then. Okay, so astrology is like a diagnostic tool. You need not believe as long as it gives you good results and gives you the remedy. You need not believe in astrology. There's no need. Okay, just use it as a diagnostic tool. But when I ask people the questions from the horoscope, I found out, they get puzzled that maybe sometimes I know more about the counselor than what the counselor knows about herself or himself. So much of depth is possible to know through the horoscope. So once you understand the probable damage that can happen to the relationship because of certain combinations of the planets, if you are aware of it, that first thing, that awareness itself can help you to negate the negative influence of the planets. That's the number one thing. There are 10 things that I can tell you. Number one is your awareness and your understanding of the situation. See, right now, this planet of impulsive dynamicity, energy, Mars, and headless planet Ketu together, which means right now, from 7th June to 51 days, don't make impulsive decisions. Make well thought out strategic decisions. I'm not telling you not to make the decision. I'm telling you weigh the pros and cons, discuss with your friends who are balance headed. Okay, talk it over. Make good strategic decisions. That's it. Don't make impulsive decisions. This awareness and understanding will save you. This is the best thing that can happen. So astrology, use it as a tool and then use your common sense, use your awareness, use your understanding to sort out the issues. Okay, if you know that explosive combinations are there in certain areas of your life and you are getting the signals, yes, something is going wrong, things are not as usual. Be careful and be aware, remain aware that nothing is getting damaged there. You are all fine. Once you have that understanding, well, the time will pass. Planets keep moving. So after 40 days or so, the effects are gone. You are safe. Nothing has happened to you. But you see, the planets are influencing the whole world. Mars and Ketu combination is also known as Visfotak Yoga in Sanskrit. Which means what? The Jwalamukhi, Vispot can happen. Earthquakes can happen. The bursting of the missiles can happen. They're all Visfotak Yoga. Okay, anything that bursts in a big way. So all those kinds of things can happen. The murder of a big leader can happen. Okay, cutting off the head because Ketu is headless. Cutting off the head, chopping off the head can happen of a big leader. Why leader? Because it's the Leo sign. Okay. Mars is the leadership. So maybe some army head may die during this time. Head of the army may die in accident or with a drone or missile. All that those things do exist. So this is influencing at the whole world level, and we are seeing. You see, the war is escalating because of this Mangal Ketu combination. You can't deny these facts are there, my dear friends. I'm myself a scientist. Okay, so I talk from the scientific angle. Scientifically, whatever we are predicting astrologically is happening on the planet Earth. You can't say no to this. You can't deny the facts. It's happening. So also your relationships get influenced by the transits of the planets. And they are there temporarily and then it goes away. But if you don't take care of it, sometimes you permanently damage the relationship. And that is the worst thing that can happen. But if you are aware, you will pass through that period with awareness and you will save your relationship. Now the remedies. What are the remedies? There are 5,000 remedies. I can't tell you all, but I'll tell you few. See, for example, if the Mercury is not good in your child's horoscope and your child is not doing well as far as the education is concerned, lots of parents come to me for this. So, what are the ways you can counter the negativity of the planets? Well, the scripture says, Danam Papanasanam. Because of some past life issues, you are born at a certain time and you are facing the negativity due to certain planets, then donation of a certain kind can help you to improve the relationship. All of you understood this thing? I'll give you a very specific example. And this I have tried with many. It works like a miracle. Very, all of you who are very scientific minded like me, you may find what a stupid way of solving the problem. But it is the most stupid way, but it works like a miracle. And thousands of people will vouch for it, those who have done it. See, for example, if your marriage is not working because of Mercury. I'm giving a typical example of Mercury because Mercury influences your education. Mercury influences your thinking capacity. Buddha is buddhi, your intellect. वो बोलते हैं ना बुद्धि बहर मार गई तो कभी कभी बुद्धि नहीं चलती है सो देर आर मेनी पीपल वेयर द मर्क्यूरी is badly influenced, is malefic, is afflicted in the horoscope, and your intellect is not functioning properly. So you start making decisions without using your head, without using your buddhi, without using your intellect. And that's where you get into troubles. Why this is happening? Maybe in your past life you misuse your intellect for cheating people. So this time your Mercury is not in good position, is malefic or is afflicted, and that's why you are not able to use your intellect in a proper manner. You are repeatedly making wrong decisions in a certain area of your life and you suffer. So your past life karma becomes the blind spot in this life, and that's how your life is influenced. And it's beyond your control. Let me tell you, however intelligent you may be, certain areas of your life are governed by your blind spots. And that's exactly what we try to see in the horoscope reading. Where are your blind spots? Okay, all of you who got your Akashic record done from me, the first thing I write is your strengths, your horoscope, your strengths. Second thing I write is your blind spot because that is where the entire diagnosis concentrates. So even if you sort out 2 or 3 blind spots in your life will take off in a big way. So suppose if it is because of the Buddha, Mercury in your horoscope. So Mercury is considered as a eunuch planet. हिजड़ा ग्रह कहते हैं उसको. So the remedy, the stupid remedy that I have recommended to many, and it worked like a miracle, understand this. You find out a eunuch that is transgender on Wednesday morning. In the green cloth, you take 1.25 kg of green beans, that is moong. Put some money and offer it to the eunuch in the very first 1 hour of Wednesday morning. And normally in India, the eunuch will offer you 1 rupee coin back with the blessings. Okay. Now this is to be done only once in a lifetime. And suddenly your intellect opens up and you don't make the silly mistake that you had been making. Things start improving big way. One of the remedy I have written in my book, because this is tried and tested. I have tried with so many people. Simple thing. Another one I will tell you for the Mercury. Buddhi kaam nahi kar rahi hai. Your intellect is not functioning properly. Then the color of the Mercury, the stone that you wear, is called panna. It has got green color. So if you give green grass to a cow on Wednesday morning, that is 1 hour. It's called Hora of the Buddha. Buddha ki hora mein karna hai. The first 1 hour from the sunrise is called the hora of that day, where the power of that day is a maximum. So Mercury means Buddha, Buddha means Budhvar, Wednesday. So Wednesday morning, Buddha ki hora, which means first 1 hour from the sunrise wherever you are. It is Buddha ki hora in your local time. At that time, if you offer green grass to a cow, okay, your intellect starts functioning properly. Miraculous. Try it out. So when I started understanding this correlation between the very subtle energetic equations and the cows, I was contemplating for almost 6 months, reading different scriptures and finding out how this science works. So now in our ashram, we have got this facility for Tuladan. By now, we would have done about 25, 30 people's Tuladan in last 6 months that we started. And I'm keeping the track of it, how people's life is getting influenced. I could see there are 2, 3 people right now on the screen who have done Tuladan. They had been present. At least 4 of you I see right now who have done Tuladan in our ashram. How miraculously the things start changing just by doing that. Okay, what is Tuladan? This is one of the remedy. I'm answering Priya Ganpati's questions. Okay, what is the question? How can we overcome negative influence of planets in relationships? So I'm giving a detailed answer. I'm giving you different methodology. First, I told you Danam Papanasnam, donation to the eunuch, the transgender, Vijara. Second, I told you offering the green grass to the cow. Third, I'm telling you Tuladan. Tuladan means you sit on one side of the taraju, that is the weighing scale, and on the other side, I give you the list of items based on your horoscope. A very detailed list is there. So you put all those things equivalent to your weight, and then whatever items are there, they are all donated for the cows. And at one go, lots of troubles of your life are gone. Just one small this ceremony that we do, okay, which takes about a couple of hours maximum, and that's it. That is not to be done every now and then. Once in a lifetime you do. You see, majority of your issues just go away. Okay, so I've given you 3 remedies. Priya, that's how you overcome the negative influence of the planets. There are 5,000. We discussed 3. But because this is what we practiced recently, whatever came to my mind, I answered you. But for every trouble, there is a very, very specific remedy. Okay, so my book of 5,000 remedies will tell you this is the problem, this is the solution. Very precise solutions, very simple solution, low cost solutions, easy to do. Okay, so I'll move to next question by Sonia. Guruji, Buddha remedies for giving green grass and green moong to eunuch. Can this remedy be done in India? Because here in Canada, we don't have direct access to cows. I don't agree to this. You see, last time when I came to USA, Vishal was telling me there are no cows around, and then I went to the Gaushala there, which is not very far from Vishal's place. So we don't look into it. I'm telling you, Sonia, you call up any ISKCON center nearby. ISKCON centers normally have Gaushalas. Okay, everywhere in the world they are there. We in Bay Area we found three. So people are telling there are no cows. Oh my God, there are so many temples, there are so many cows everywhere in the world. You just talk to ISKCON people and they will tell you where is the nearest Gaushala. See here, eunuch part I can agree that here on the signals you don't find the eunuch. In India, almost every major signal you will find the eunuch easily available. Okay. And on the Wednesday morning, maximum, because there are a lot of people who give them the donations and all. So on Wednesday morning, guaranteedly first 1 hour, you will see lots of hijadas on the signals. Okay. Lots of people are there. But that does not mean that the transgenders are not here. Here, where I'm sitting right now in California, LGBTQ community is the most vibrant here. So a lot of transgenders are there around, but probably you're giving the donation and all may not be possible here. That I agree. But cows are available everywhere. Hariom Juneja is asking remedy for alcoholic addiction leading to troubles in marriage. 6,000 people and more I have helped for de-addiction. Okay. It was once upon a time, it was my passion. हरिओम जी गारंटेड सॉल्यूशन दो सॉल्यूशन है एक तो आई यूज टू यूज द साउंड frequencies as a remedy. 285 hertz helps you to bring about the change in the consciousness, and 417 hertz helps you to break the pattern. So, I was called many times by the Alcoholics Anonymous. That's a worldwide organization, people who help for the de-addiction and all. So I used to conduct meditations. I always took this 285 hertz and 417 hertz. 417 hertz frequency works wonder for de-addiction. I have even gifted these pipes to many of the de-addiction centers in India. Because I can't go there daily. So I tell them, okay, you play these pipes and people go out from the addiction. This is the general remedy, Hariom ji. Suppose if this addiction is influencing the marriage, once we look at the horoscope, we can find out exactly what is the root cause. Why is the person drinking so much? Okay, once you know the root cause, then the remedy will be totally different. Okay, one more general remedy I can tell you, because right now we don't know what the situation is, but it's all individual. Okay, I'm telling you general remedies, but when I do counseling, I give very precise remedy based on the exact position of the planets in your horoscope. See, another general remedy is lots of Ayurveda Acharya have that medicine available in India, very easily available for de-addiction. So without even the knowledge of the person, if you put that tablet in the milk or food and the person takes that, person will develop, dislike for the alcohol. Poor people, they use this thing, very simple, low cost medicine available for de-addiction. Nikita Gandhi is asking, please help with remedy for me, Mars Ketu transit in 8th house with Jupiter, Mars, Rahu in 8th house. Nikita, if the Jupiter, Mars, Rahu are already there in your natal chart and Ketu Mars combination is passing over it, it's a very tricky thing. This is called Rahu Ketu Parivartan Yoga. So where the natal Rahu is there, over that the Ketu is passing. Which means what? Some past birth related issues can crop up during these 50 days, 51 days. And already Jupiter, Mars, Rahu are there and the Mars Ketu. So Mars is passing over the Mars. Which means what? The anger issues can come up. Discontinuation can come up. Eighth house, dangerous now. You asked me the question, but I'll elaborate. Eighth house is the bedroom. Eighth house means all of a sudden incidences. Eighth house also means extramarital affairs. Eighth house also means disconnection because Ketu is there. Okay. So this tells a lots of things. It's a serious issue if there are other positive effects are not there in the horoscope. I'll tell you the remedy. Keep your awareness high. Avoid third dimensional behavior. This is the best remedy I can tell you, and this is general also, and this is particular also for the case. What did I tell you? Avoid third dimensional behavior. Everybody, this is one of the best solution for the relationships in general also. Okay, so let's discuss what is the third dimensional behavior. See, when we criticize somebody, especially our near and dear ones, or accuse somebody, oh, you are doing this, you are not doing this, or you condemn somebody, or you reject somebody outright in the relationships, or you keep on nagging, complaining. Okay, all these behaviors are known as third dimensional behaviors. So especially when Rahu Ketu Parivartan happens in transits and Mars passes over the Mars, and especially the 8th house, which represents all of a sudden incidences, then the best way to avoid this danger which is there is to come out of a third dimensional behavior, which is criticizing, condemning, complaining, nagging, accusing, all that. Because these are the behaviors which actually trigger the trouble because of the Mangal Ketu Yuti. All of you understood this thing. So, what one can do to save one's life? Okay, keep quiet. Do not criticize, condemn, or complain. This is one of the first rule, human relations principle given by Dale Carnegie. Add to that nagging, irritations, accusing, all that. That's third dimensional behavior. Okay. That is the way to save your relationship from undue troubles. Nikita Gandhi, I hope I clarified you. If you are not clear, just remember not to criticize, complain, condemn, accuse, nagging. Just change your behavior. No third dimensional behavior. Okay. Otherwise, it can create एक्सप्लोजिव कॉम्बिनेशन. विस्फोटक योग है ना मंगल केतु का, विस्फोट होता है 8th हाउस में, लिटरली विस्फोट होता है जीवन में. Okay, Vishal Nice asking Guruji, are relations with people in our lives a reflection of our own patterns and behaviors? If that is so, and one grows in self-love, self-compassion, non-judgmental, and improves one's own self-esteem through self-efforts, will that person's relationship improve? For such people, is the negative effects of planets on relations reduced or eliminated due to self-awareness like you just mentioned? So I talked about third dimensional behavior. Okay. And where you have to shift to the fifth dimensional behavior. So what Vishal has mentioned is growing in self-love, self-compassion, and compassion in general, non-judgmental. These are called fifth dimensional behavior. So when you shift your behavior from third dimension to fifth dimension, most of your relationship issues will be wiped off. You are out of it. Then negative planets cannot influence you negatively. They will influence the whole world. They will influence others, but not you. Why? Because in the fifth dimension, your planets cannot affect you. I can give you the example. See, in the chemistry, okay? So in the chemistry, there are certain elements. If you see the element table, there are 108 elements in the chemistry. Those who went to school, and if you still remember, there were 108 elements in the elemental table in the chemistry. Okay. I don't know why, but there is a phrase called something called chemistry between husband and wife. That chemistry doesn't match. Now what to do? We call it that way, no? The chemistry between the husband and wife is not matching. And so there is a trouble. Okay. See, many of you know me only as a Guruji. Okay. But Guruji is a couple counselor, sex counselor, intimacy educator for more than 20 years, thousands of couples world over. I've been going very deep into this aspect of man-woman relationships, big way. Okay. And this year, I'm also going to teach you how to do couple counseling. So very interesting things are going to happen. I personally feel that world needs millions of couple counselors. And all over the world, if you see, they are in hundreds. Okay. Huge demand for couple counselors, sex counselors everywhere in the world. Our youngsters are facing so many troubles. Okay. So very mature outlook without judgmental aspects. And all we need to help people. So all those who are mature enough to handle this subject, okay, I welcome you to come forward and attend my couple counseling classes. But before that, you have to go through the basic counseling skills and all. You have to learn the basic counseling skills, and then you can learn couple counseling. There's a huge demand. Okay, relationship counseling, couple counseling, sex counseling, intimacy education, all that is needed. So lots of issues are there. Right now, I'm telling you why I took out this subject is Mangal is represents sexual energy. Understand this. Mars represents sexual energy in your body, and Ketu is a headless planet or cut off. Okay. So young couples can headlessly get into the sexual relationships, or you can be completely cut off from the sexual relationship. So you can go to two extremes. Right now, if you see this 50 days, 51 days where the Mangal Ketu Yuti is there, many people's sex life will get hampered because of this. Either way, it will be dangerous. If you are indulging too much into it headlessly, it's dangerous. If you are cutting off, the other person feels something is wrong. I'm talking for the young couples. Those who get headache at any initiative, for them there is no issue. So don't worry. Okay. So people who have crossed 50, you have nothing to worry about that. Because the survey shows that after 50, okay, the sex is almost zero all over the world. Very rare people who are extremely good in health and all. Otherwise, you don't have to worry. Okay. So senior people who have crossed 50, you don't have nothing to worry. Young couples have something to worry. So Mars, the sexual energy, and Ketu, the headless planet. Okay. Ketu is just not the headless planet. Ketu also is the most spiritual planet, which goes beyond the mind. Either you say headless or you say beyond the mind. Ketu is a very spiritual planet that helps you to go beyond the mind. So Mangal Ketu Yuti is the ideal time for spiritual sadhana to transcend sexuality. See, today only, just before the meeting, I wrote a small article on this. Why liberation is so lengthy and difficult. Okay, that was a question came from one of the students, and I gave the answer, and then I posted it in article format in 2-3 groups. I don't know whether everybody has got it. But I'll post it onto the Telegram group because we have only one group on Telegram. That is our one point contact. So all the data will remain there on the Telegram group. I'll post this article. Small question answer format is more. So right now is the good time to convert your sexual energy into spiritual energy. Because Ketu is the most spiritual planet that helps the conversion. And that is done through the Urdhva Kriya. So right now, for those people who don't know what to do with their sexual energies, there are a lot of youngsters who waste their sexual energy through masturbation and many other things. The best thing is to learn how to control. And control is not by the fork, control is by word understanding. It's not even control. The word control is also not good. It's called Urdhva, raising your energy upward through a Kriya. It's called Urdhva Kriya. So people who learn Urdhva Kriya, they can easily counter the negative effects of Mars Ketu conjunction in Leo. I hope that makes sense because we are talking about the main topic, how the planets influence the relationship, whether negatively or positively. So there is a remedy for everything. To save your relationship, to increase your self-esteem, to increase your endurance power, celibacy is necessary. Wastage of energy is bad. But you see, this kind of celibacy cannot come through force, through compulsions. Okay, then it will not work. It has to come with your understanding, and there's a process of raising your sexual energy upward. That is called Urdhva Kriya. So when you raise your energy upward and you convert your sexual energy into spiritual energy, you solve the most fundamental problem of your life. And there is a way for that, and that way is called Urdhva Kriya. So we are starting the batch of Urdhva Kriya, which is India times, every Sunday evening, 9 o'clock or 9:30, whatever the time is mentioned there. So PDT, USA, California time, it will be Sunday morning for us. All the details are there on the Telegram group. Those who are interested, you are most welcome to join because right now is the best time for Urdhva. If you feel that you can do the corrections in your sexuality, if you feel so, okay, this is the right time. If you are not very sure about your orientations and all, this is the right time to work because there is a help from the nature. See, planets have some positive effects, some negative effect. The trouble with the YouTube videos and all the astrologers, they focus so much on the negative. Okay. And rarely anybody will talk about the positive effect of the Mars Ketu conjunction. I'm telling you, Mars Ketu conjunction in Leo is ideal for conversion of your sexual energy to spiritual energy. Because Ketu is the most spiritual planet. Why not to take advantage of that? Do sadhana and transcend. Okay. So Priti Patil has posted that 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, 5th-dimensional. So last 3-4 camps at ashram, I had been talking on only one thing. The reason is so very important. I talk from many different angles. People don't understand. They get with the 3rd-dimensional behavior, and that is the root cause of all the troubles of all the relationship issues and all that is there. If you can come out of 3rd-dimensional behavior, very easy for you to transcend. Okay? So let's go through the questions. Anuradha Situraman asking, Guruji, I have Mars and Venus in Lagna, which is Leo. Will this affect my health during the Gochar? If the Mars and Venus is there and the Mars and Ketu are passing over the Lagna, yes, you have to be careful of the heat, nothing else. Okay. If too much of heat is there, then better take some Ayurvedic remedy or go for Panchakarma. Otherwise, nothing to worry in the first house. Remedy to improve communication between partners is also related to Buddha. There are many things, Priya. You see, how do I precisely find out what is the issue? So I see the boy's horoscope, then I see the girl's horoscope, and then I do the together. There's a lot of research. Okay. A lot of research work is there. Roughly 2 months I take to do all this research. It takes time. Akashic record reading for the couple is time consuming. Okay. It doesn't happen overnight or just instantly. It takes time because there's a lot of science involved, a lot of software involved. So lots of diagnostic tools are there and lots of calculations are there which has to be done. So every couple has certain dynamics, which is called signature of that couple. Okay. Everybody has a specific signature, no? So every relationship also has got a specific signature or specific frequency, very uniqueness of every relationship. So that we have to find out first. And then we have to find out what are the positive aspect, what are the negative aspect. The positive aspect is there, just strengthen it, that's it. If the negative aspect is there, then you have to work on the remedies. That is how the whole science works. Okay, Sonia is asking Scorpio ascendant number 8 in the first house. Mangal Ketu now is in the 10th house of career. What remedy will give guaranteed result for job opportunities? If there is a less time, can this be discussed over consultation? No, consultation means takes time. Again, we have to do the full analysis. General remedies, I can tell you, wait for 40 more days. Don't make impulsive decisions right now. Let the time pass. After 40 days, this combination will shift. No issue. Nothing remains permanent, my dear friends. So don't get troubled. Use your awareness and understanding and let the time pass. That is the easiest thing I can tell you. But if you are desperate, well, there are remedies for everything. Okay. And let me tell you, by nature, I'm a scientist, right from the childhood. Okay. I'm a hardcore scientist. And I have seen this entire thing in a scientific manner, done a lot of research, and not hundreds, not thousands, lakhs of people have been helped worldwide. Okay. And my science is getting confirmed every now and then. Vidya is asking, Guruji, the kid is not listening to the parent. What is the solution? Love is the solution. Okay. Nagging definitely is not the way. So when the parents are nagging too much, being after children and all, it doesn't work. Your behavior. See, I'll give you a guaranteed solution, Vidya. You ask a very nice question. What is the guaranteed solution? When the parents shift that behavior from third dimension to fifth dimension, okay, that is the 100% guaranteed solution that child will experience love and things will improve immediately. Same thing for husband and wife relationship. One of the partners changes the dimension, the other gets influenced immediately. You can save the marriage. So what is true for children, true for your partner also. Shilpi Sud is asking, Guruji, Ketu in the 12th house with number 6. And Mangal is the 10th house with Surya and Buddha with number 4. Difficult to understand this language, okay? Ketu in the 12th house, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, Libra लग्न है तुम्हारा शिल्पी और Ketu in 12th house with number 6. And Mangal is in the 10th house with Surya and Buddha. Any precautions for me? ठीक है. तो तुम्हारा मंगल के ऊपर से मंगल जा रहा है कर्म स्थान पे 10th हाउस में. सो don't enter into conflicts with your colleagues or boss on the job front because that may uh, explode, which means don't enter in the arguments with your boss or colleagues on the job front or anybody in your work environment. And that is the way, it's the only precaution I will recommend. Otherwise, everything is fine. I hope I give you precise answer, Shilpi Sud. Don't enter into arguments with the people on the job front. That's all. Okay. All right. So thank you very much. I overshoot a little bit, but that's fine. All your questions are answered. I hope you enjoyed this session. Very enlightening. And I have announced quite a few topics, just whatever came to my mind. Okay. We need not go by that. If you feel that you are interested in discussing certain things with me, whatever are the topics of your choice, you can post it onto the group, whichever group you got this message, that group, or can send me the direct message to me. I will choose the best topics and make it very interesting. Okay. Thank you very much. God bless you all.